Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com helping you create something awesome today. Today we got another YouTube tips video for you. Today we're going to be talking about YouTube monetization and what are the highest paying niches in YouTube. And we're not just going to be talking about YouTube Adsense revenue, we're also going to talk about what you can earn in terms of the best niches when it comes to YouTube brand deals and those opportunities. So this video is going to be divided into 3 different parts. First of all, we're going to talk about what decides your YouTube CPM rates, and you're going to really want to pay attention to that. Then we're going to talk about the highest paying niches in YouTube by AdSense CPM. And then we're going to talk about the highest paying niches when it comes to brand deals and those opportunities. In a previous video, I did go over how to choose your own niche in YouTube. So you probably want to watch that because it gives you some really good advice and it tells you how to be competitive in a saturated niche where you feel like it's hard to break out. So if that's something you're struggling with, I definitely recommend that video. It's going to be in the info card up here and in the description down below. So let's start by talking about YouTube monetization and what impacts your AdSense revenue. The AdSense revenue you get from YouTube is split 55-45 between YouTube and the content creator, with the content creator getting 55% of the ad revenue. Now, when we talk about CPM rates, we're talking about what advertisers are paying for the content for every 1,000 views. And that's what a CPM is. An RPM, which you see in your YouTube dashboard, represents how much money you're making, how much money is going in your pocket per those 1,000 views on YouTube videos. There are 5 factors that actually determine your CPM rates in YouTube and what it is that advertisers pay. It starts with your audience type. The niche that you pick also matters, which is the entire point of this video. The amount of available advertising inventory for those monetized views. The content itself, because that determines what advertisers it's matched to, as well as whether the content is monetizable or how many views in terms of the inventory it can match for. And of course, finally, the country that you're in, since that actually is something that advertisers use to decide whether or not they are going to advertise and market to an audience. The country and the language matters a lot more than you might think. In terms of the highest paying countries when it comes to YouTube AdSense revenue, it probably doesn't shock you that those are usually Western English speaking countries like the US, Canada, the UK, also Germany, Australia, and New Zealand. Yeah, just having a channel in an English speaking country is a huge advantage when it comes to YouTube AdSense and higher CPM rates. So let's talk about the 5 highest paying niches in YouTube when it comes to YouTube AdSense and YouTube monetization. Some of these probably won't shock you too much. When it comes to the highest paying and most profitable niches in YouTube, it's usually going to be e-commerce and anything with online business. It's also going to be personal finance channels, which I think is kind of obvious at this point if you look at Graham Stephan, YouTube millionaire, earning well over $100,000 to $200,000 a month in YouTube AdSense revenue alone from his channel, mostly focused around how he became a real estate millionaire. He's now a YouTube millionaire. Tech channels also tend to do well on YouTube when you're talking about things like smartphones, camera gear, any type of consumer electronics. And this has been popularized by content creators like Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, as well as iJustine and many others. And these do very well when it comes to YouTube AdSense revenue compared to general entertainment channels. And I think it's worth noting that these are also some of the most lucrative when it comes to brand deals and just diversification of revenue. Software and tutorial channels actually do exceedingly well in terms of CPM rates, just depending on what you're covering. And like I said, there's a lot of different opportunities there, both in terms of brand deals and affiliate marketing on top of really good AdSense. And then finally, lifestyle channels. And this isn't necessarily just vlogs or beauty and fashion, even though there's a lot of overlap there. The reason that lifestyle channels do well is because it's one of the few ways that you can still do variety content successfully on YouTube. Now, I know a lot of you are shocked that it's not going to be things like what MrBeast does in terms of extreme challenge videos. Those videos make the usual amount of general content on YouTube in terms of entertainment videos, but they also are widely susceptible to demonetization or to just not getting high ad rates or a lot of inventory despite getting a lot of views. It's not abnormal for YouTube videos that are viral style videos in this genre to do 1 million views and make $500 to $1,000 in AdSense revenue. Those are direct quotes I've gotten from some of the biggest creators on this platform when it comes to how entertainment channels work. And a lot of people have also publicly shared this. Now, when it comes to specifics as far as CPM rates, the juicy details I know you're looking for, e-commerce style videos tend to do anywhere from $30 to as high as $50 CPM rates. I've even seen people that I know do as high as $75 or $80, which is insane to think about when it comes to e-commerce. The thing is, not everybody can do this kind of content successfully or legitimately. So it's not like you should just go out and make e-commerce tutorials. You actually have to provide people real value, or you're definitely going to get called out and you'll deserve it. Real estate videos, I've seen clients of mine in the real estate, industry. I've actually worked with a lot of content creators that are in that niche, and I've seen them get $30, $40, or even $50 CPM rates, even with low views and low subscribers. YouTube AdSense revenue is not dictated by subscribers, and in terms of views, that won't necessarily raise your CPM rates. It will just mean that you're making more money off of those views because you have volume in your favor, since you're getting paid for every 1,000 views. If we're going by CPM and RPM, then yes, having more views can help you, but having high CPM rates, even if you're getting less views, if it's worth more money, there's kind of a law of diminishing returns there. So if you're getting a lot of views, but the CPM rates are low, somebody who's getting less views with a much higher CPM rate, if it's high enough, will out-earn you. Personal finance and entrepreneurship videos, topics that we dip into here on the channel quite a bit, since I built an online business that does multiple six figures at this point, even outside of my YouTube content. Videos around personal finance, but also entrepreneurship, things like affiliate marketing, make money online, personal finance in terms of debt, credit cards. Those type of videos can go upwards of $20 and can go as high as $40 in CPMs from what I've seen personally with me and some of my coaching clients. Obviously, Graham Stephan is at the higher echelon of those videos, and his videos perform really well, and he has that across multiple YouTube channels at this point, between his main YouTube channel, Graham Stephan, as well as the Graham Stephan Show, where he does a lot of reactions and also some series, interviews, and so on, and then of course his Iced Coffee podcast that he does with his friend Jack. In terms of more normal YouTube content, tech videos are very popular on YouTube. I wouldn't even call it a saturated niche, just because there are so many varieties of tech that you could go into, whether it's camera gear or consumer electronics like the iPhone. There are even dedicated channels to specific brands or even specific products at this point. Those channels, I've seen really good CPMs, with the higher ones being $8 to $12 CPMs, whether it's on my own channel or some of the people that I've worked with. I've seen really good CPM rates come out of that. Similar, I've seen some of that translate to lifestyle and vlog channels, just depending on what the variety of their content is. Software and tutorial content tends to do really good in CPMs, with about $10 to $12 being the average, but certain software could have very high CPMs. I've seen things closely tied to web design and development, and some other styles of videos have $30 and $40 CPMs when it comes to software and technology. And a lot of these types of videos also tie themselves very well to affiliate marketing and brand deals. So these have a lot of opportunity to them. I think the next video that I put out on this channel, probably coming out tomorrow, will be a video on how much to charge when it comes to YouTube brand deals. So you want to make sure you subscribe and hit notifications if that's something you're interested in and that you've always had questions about. I try making videos on brand deals, and for whatever reason, a lot of you don't watch them, and I give you the straight up real facts and actual numbers. So if you're interested in those videos, I've linked to a few of them down below in the description and in the info card up here. You guys already know that the average YouTuber usually sees $2 to $5 CPM rates if they're lucky, and that's if you're a YouTube content creator in a Western English-speaking country like the United States, whereas content creators abroad see much lower CPM rates for their videos. So just take all of this with a grain of salt and look at your own channel. If you want to see actually videos about how much money I make on YouTube, I will link to those down below. So let's talk about the best paying YouTube niches when it comes to brand deals and just getting sponsored content out there. Sponsorships are a big deal for content creators, and it's how a lot of the full-time content creators make the majority of their income these days. You already know that YouTube AdSense can be unreliable. There are things like demonetization, and ultimately it's pretty inconsistent. In terms of the diversity of opportunities, lifestyle and vlogs is actually a really solid niche. It balances with decent AdSense revenue. It can get views and a loyal invested audience because of the nature of the content, the consistency that's delivered on. And like I said, you get to work with a lot of brands in terms of variety, enough variety to match the content itself. So there's a lot that goes on there. Tech is also a huge one. You see this with, content creators like my friend Sarah Dici, who was actually on an episode of Create Something Awesome Today podcast. If that's out, the link will be in the description down below. But we actually talked a lot about the nature of YouTube brand deals. In the tech space, you just have so many brands when it comes to electronics that there's almost unlimited opportunities. This is also similar in terms of beauty and fashion, and why you see a lot of the high earning YouTubers in those niches do very, very well because of the variety of brands they can work with. Both of those obviously do very well on affiliate revenue. Now, I know it's not going to come as a shock to many of you, especially since you watch my content, to know that software and tutorials allow you to do a lot of brand deals as well, very similar to tech. In fact, it overlaps with the tech space. So there are a lot of opportunities there. And of course, we talk a lot about affiliate marketing on this channel because it's just so neglected. But at this point, I'm doing about 6 figures in affiliate marketing alone through software that I recommend, that I use in my business all the time. Like today's sponsor, TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is the #1 tool that I recommend to all YouTube content creators, not just because it's great with YouTube SEO and ranking your videos, but because it gives you great insights about your channel with its new click magnet feature. It also can really help you if you're trying to prepare your content in advance. If you do batch recording like I do, you can use the YouTube SEO Studio to go ahead and pre-upload your thumbnail, go ahead and optimize your title, your description, and even your keyword tags. So if you want to make the smart move like many people from the Awesome Squad, make sure you're checking out tubebuddy.com/awesome, link down below. Also, if you want to go ahead and get the paid version instead of just the free plugin, make sure you use discount code Roberto's Buddy and you save 20% off any plan that you want for the lifetime of your account. Thanks again to our friends at TubeBuddy for sponsoring today's video. Now, since we brought up high earning CPM videos like personal finance and e-commerce, those have overlaps with software as well, because in entrepreneurship and business, there's just a lot of software as a service products that could ultimately end up becoming sponsors of your channel. You just have to be able to make sure that you can do it in a legitimate and an honest way that adds value for your viewers. Everything we do has to add value to the viewer, or it kind of defeats the point. And as you know, those things open themselves up to affiliate revenue opportunities as well. And when negotiating with brands, you could actually not only do very well in terms of upfront money on a brand deal, but you also may be able to get an increased percentage in affiliate earnings as a super affiliate. A lot of content creators just overlook opportunities and leave money on the table. And it's part of why I wanted to make this video today. And there you go, the 5 most profitable niches in YouTube, at least from the data that I've been able to collect, the experience I've had teaching and mentoring creators, what they've shared with me. And I think that if you really pay attention, this is kind of something that you can see for yourself when you look at how other content creators operate. Question of the day. What are your questions about the business of YouTube so I can make more videos about that? Let me know in the comment section. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching. And don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.